Ash and Pavel, they are starting their best of 5 with Cure. And here we are. Going to be moving on to Ash as he grabs the red armor. And he's going to have the railgun as well shortly afterwards if he chooses to go for that. Or he can go for the LG. LG is actually probably a smarter decision to try to get that first, but we can see that he's going to get kind of blocked off there. So he had to go around the long way.
Yeah, I mean, he did deny the yellow armor, which is a good thing, of course. But this red armor, Pavel's actually in position to get it. He has the lightning gun as well. Actually, going to come up top to try and, I don't know, try and deal some damage or slow Ash down. Oh wow, this is a bit of a fluff, I would say, from Ash. But
yeah.
What we should remember, DDK, as we start this one off, is that he did beat Demon Ash on this map, and this is Demon's map pick, and he was very strong at it.
You have taken the lead.
It's really tough as well off the start, of course. Ash, he had no weapons, and even though he does get the first kill, he had no weapons at the start, and that really stops him from having any business at the red armor. Wow, that is a really nice connection of LG there, and that is going to put a lot of trouble towards Pavel's way, as he now has to just... He's going to have no presence on the map. Ash can do whatever he wants at this point, and this is often a good place to actually catch your opponent out.
Yeah, the question is though, I mean, he had this kind of stack against Demon, didn't he, Ash? And he just wasn't able to find the frag. He did come eventually, but what Pavel does know, if he's watched the game or was told of it, is that Ash probably won't be pushing in too aggressively for the frag if Pavel can, put up some good defensive rockets. So that's going to be bearing, I'm sure, on Pavel's mind. But currently not able to get in a position for the red. Might be able to pick up the yellow armor, but Ash is also in a position if he wants to dash over there. This is exactly what he's going to do.
And he's going to make his way back over to yellow. Doesn't need this armor, of course, but he's just denying it from his opponent, Pavel. And Mega's coming up. Oh, just missing that rail there. Very unfortunate business indeed, because this is the position where he needs to be making a bit of a margin here. He needs to be expanding it. Definitely. Here's the shards picked up, but can he make a play for the frag? It's so hard to catch Pavel. Look at him. He's just not to be found.
Yeah, he's not even sticking around to try and hit the railgun. He knows that even if he deals a damage with a railgun or whatever, he'll take one back. Ash has been hitting them so far, so he's very wary of that happening. He always wants to be on a corner, always wants to have an escape route. That is a fantastic railgun, actually. I'm sure the zoom, I'm lucky not to find the second one. That could have helped him out a little bit. But again, Pavel's doing the right thing at the moment, considering. Although this could be unfortunate.
That was gorgeous. That was a great trap from Ash. And he'd been searching for a way to take Pavel down for a while, and it was that move that did it. And he just stayed around after the, to catch the spawn as well, but didn't manage to get that. But it's okay, he's building slowly at least. But Pavel is a dangerous creature, and he needs to make sure that he's on top of things here. Look at this, Pavel kind of blocking him from the red armor. Pavel, he's actually going to go for this. This is going to have to be a really, really good move, but those rockets, that first bounce, what you going to do?
I mean, this is Ash. He is really taking advantage of every single situation. There's not been a situation yet where Pavel has, come in to try and deal a rocket and he's got away cleanly, right? Ash always either dealing damage or firing a kill. I mean, and Pavel, this is ballsy from Pavel. We'll steal it away maybe, but again, this could be Ash's fight if he wants it. If he hits a good rocket, and there it is. It should be his. Oh, what?
Nice. And this is the thing, actually, I was going to say for the fight before, and this is more or less a repeat of that. It's a great move from Pavel because, he takes the fight. He's already got a little bit of armor. He picks up the red. Of course, he's in a bit of a bad position, but he had the LG and the rocket. Those are the two weapons, big weapons you need to fight close and mid-range at the red armor. And you just have to make a little bit of magic happen, and he did that pretty much both times. So it's going to enable him to actually close in on the score, but as well as take control. And the implication is that he should be able to tie up the game with this, or at least get a couple frags, or at least, sorry, get at least one frag rather out of it before something crazy happens.
Rocket from Ash there, knocking Pavel away. We're going to see a bit of an exchange again, and not the good rocket. Clutch, but he's so low. He might even be better off to die here, but at the same time, it's such an awkward situation that Pavel would still be able to get both the red and mega. So I'm going to take that back and say, actually, probably for the best that he didn't. Although this is, he'll steal it away, but it doesn't really mean too much, because he can push in on the yellow armor here, Pavel. Oh, maybe not.
Yeah, that is one of those really hard calls, as you said. It's close to a... Should I just kill myself? Because if I do that, then I spawn, with some, full health and maybe a gun. maybe an item if you know that everything's up. And in those situations, you often should do it. But it's so hard to figure that out. And here we go. Ash just bullying Pavel away. But the rocket, oh, and he misses the follow-up. How dare he do that? Oh my god, why would he miss that?
I love Ash's bind. I'm not impressed with your performance. It's just so suitable for our situation. But Pavel will eventually find the frag, ties it up 3-3. Mega for him, red for him. Plenty of time for the yellow. That is an amazing time to get the kill. And there should be another one. Brilliant defensive rocket, but still got the frag and was above 100 HP when the red spawned. So unlucky. Oh man, Ash. Yeah, even kills himself.
Yeah,
and goes to the better spawn.
Twice, Pavel missed the easy follow-up rail now after the direct rocket. And boom, here comes some more rockets, gets the kill. And things are starting to just go rapidly downhill for Ash. He's not going to find many options here for a while. And he's going to get caught out again. It's looking to be like a 6-2 scoreline already. He's so close to death. One rail will probably be enough at this point. And Ash, what is he trying to accomplish here with these rockets? I mean, play like that, you have to wonder, especially with the yellow up and the green as well.
Maybe he's just hoping for a little bit of luck. Because, I mean, that's all he could have hoped for, really. The prey that Pavel missed and that he hit what he hit, but it just didn't happen.
Got to give respect to Pavel. That's what he's doing. And here he is, going to make his way back into the yellow. And he took everything on the map. He knows that Ash has to be there. And he's like, he knows exactly how much health Ash has, how much armor he has. Pavel basically knows everything he needs to know about his opponent, Ash. And Ash is going to make the challenge. But again, what is he hoping for there? He has to get really lucky to make something of that. And Pavel has to mess up by missing loads.
Yeah, and a slight delay on the red. Maybe you're expecting Ash to be above listening for it. Ash did not get a time on it. That's something. Ash does have a time on the mega health, but again, he doesn't have a railgun. Ash. This is, I mean, again, he's hoping for a lot coming into the fight. They're quite even on stack, but Pavel has the lightning gun. And yeah.
Wow. So Pavel's going to actually scurry away from the situation, but back in the action with that mega health pickup. Rail's coming in, but he's going to be still on the big items. It's still Ash is pushed away from the hot spots of the map, those big items. Picks up the yellow, but boom, just taken down easily again. And we're going to see a situation 8-2. That is tough with 2.5 minutes remaining on Ash's map as well. This is not looking good for Ash at the start of this best of 5.
I mean, yeah, the only way he's going to be able to bring this back is if he gets kills before items spawn and gets the item off the spawn. Does not allow Pavel to pick up absolutely anything. But with Pavel's current stat, 200-200, and Ash currently just AFK at green armor, I'm going to assume that this could be map number 1, forfeited.
And there you go, 8-2, forfeited the remaining 2 minutes there by Ash, and Pavel's going to go up by 1 map in this best of 5. That's an interesting scenario for us because I feel like that moves us really very close to our 3-0s because Cure is the map that he really had to win, much like before when we saw all the Cypher Evils and Cypher was struggling. For him, if he didn't win the Cure, then I think he basically lost I think he lost almost every best of 5 where he didn't win the Cure. I think that's close to correct, if not correct. I'll have to double check my stats there, but definitely it was a really important map for Cypher, and it is not necessarily a weakness for Evil, but it's one of his weaker maps, and that I think is the same case here. So if Ash cannot take him down on Cure, then his prospects do look weaker on the rest of the maps, but it is still Ash, and he is a fantastic player. Let's see what he's able to pull out of the bag.
Well, he's needed to pull a break out of the bag, apparently. As Pavel's just said, Ash needs to take a break. So I don't know if that's frustration or...
Are they on Skype together or something? Why is Pavel telling us that Ash needs to have a break?
No idea.
It seems a bit suspect.
Wouldn't surprise me if they are on Skype or something.
Yeah. I think we saw that before, Agent and Ash, I think, on Skype or something during a FACEIT tournament, just like having a chat whilst they're playing their early matches or something like that.
So we spoke about why I played TDM, I think, a couple of FACEITs ago. I just like the social aspect, and that's, I think, something you lose when you play 1v1. You got to have a certain mentality and mindset to play duel over and over again, win or lose. I think even when I used to practice 1v1, I'd be on TeamSpeak or Skype with the person I'm playing with, and it'd just be, I don't know, but you don't really have the same kind of focus. I don't think if you're on comms with somebody else.
Yeah.
But it does make it made at least for me more enjoyable playing.
Otherwise, it's like just banging your head against the wall.
Yeah. Well,
Just kidding. Not quite like that. Although I wouldn't have the experience of trying that. But it is. You're right though. There is a certain intensity and focus required. That is really. I mean, that's why duel is very prestigious. Many people would say to you that it has the most skill sets required to play at the highest level. You know, you have to be the most rounded player. You have to have the knowledge of so many more things. Have to take into account so many more things in the team game. You can only rely on yourself. So it is intense, and that's what these players sign up for. And we're already seeing a bit of intensity there as Ash takes a couple nasty rockets and kind of pauses for a moment as he picks up the LG. Interesting.
Yeah, no, I mean, hopefully he's not. I don't know what it is with him. Maybe he's adjusting something or just trying to cool off from the last map. I don't know. But I mean, Pavel, he's looking good. Definitely looking more than good at the moment. But I mean, at the same time, Ash was running with some brilliant LG damage in this fight. Mega health will go to Pavel. Ash, he can't really afford to stick around at this point. But I mean, he doesn't really have any options to escape in that situation. So, yeah, first fight on the board here for Pavel. Great time to get it. Red armor for him. Yellow armor, plenty of time to get there. And again, Ash doesn't really have too much but the single yellow to work with.
Here we go. Pavel managing to kind of swing his way through onto the yellow, and he's got a good standing on this Mega. If he can push Ash back onto the red, he can have that opportunity to deal some damage, get some pressure, and then fall back onto the Mega. But he's actually going to go for the drop, and this is risky, but it goes his way. Wow.
Yeah, Ash just get the Mega Spawn. We'll steal it away, but at wild cost, this is going to be another frag. Surely good machine gun damage, but again, is the 50 HP up? Yes, it is. So didn't really mean too much. And actually, Pavel with not only the red armor, yellow armors, and Mega time, but also has that 50 HP bubble time, which Ash will have absolutely no idea of. So this is more than map control at the moment here for Pavel.
Well, the interesting thing for me is that really showed how Pavel is really confident, because he could have easily, and you would never say it's incorrect, just fallen back onto just done some damage from a distance, fallen back onto the Mega and the yellows, and just kind of allowed that red to go the way of Ash. We saw how close the fight was. That could easily have been lost by Pavel, and we'd see a reverse situation. But he took the risk early on, and now he's kind of locked Ash out of the map. So Pavel taking some risks here, but they are paying off.
Yeah, whether that's a case of playing against Ash time and time again, I guess we'll never know. But he's definitely got the edge in fight combat and pretty much everything else at this point. And Ash, he's looking worried, I think, is the best way to put it. He's got 94 to 50, just a lightning gun really that he can work with in the situation. If he drops down, the rockets aren't going to help him.
Whoa.
And yeah.
That is painful, man. What do you do? What do you do? What do you do when Pavel's just running around like this?
He doesn't even need to pick up the red at this point, Pavelina. I mean, this is the thing with Furious Heights. You've got a very clear separation between both sides of the map. You always know where your opponent spawns, providing you're able to move back to either one of those sides, closer to the red or closer to the Mega. So Pavel, regardless of what's up on the other side of the map, he'll know what Ash has got at all times. And I mean, Ash, he's got to just kind of play the upper areas, the grenade launcher area, try and get a railgun. This is a ballsy. He got the 50 HP to work with, a lot of damage. But again, Pavel getting the frag right before the red armor.
He ran out of ammunition. That is pretty huge.
I'm pretty sure this is what we saw against Cypher, wasn't it? Every time that Cypher would get Pavel low, Pavel would just dive onto a Mega Health, dive onto a red, dive onto 50 HP. There'd always be something for him to pick up.
And here we go. This engagement very close as well, but goes the way of Pavel, who you know, hit the. I mean, had he missed that rail, he was dead, of course. But he hit it. Then, you know, there's that time where you're switching away from it. It's so slow. This guy's pounding the LG into you, but still manages to survive. And that is an opening, and this is an opening that Ash managed to actually capitalize on. So well played to Ash, but he's got to turn this into something. With the buffer of frags that Pavel has and the spawn that he has, he can actually just dive onto Ash. If he has the item times, he can just do that.
Yeah, 75 to 6. I mean, it's literally one round, and the 25 is going to keep him up with the danger. And he'll get a red armor here, Ash. So he's all right for the moment, but he has 6 frags to make up still. And that's going to be pressure in itself, regardless as to what your opponent's got. So, and even sticking around here, he kind of needs to stick around to deal the damage, but at the same time, it's almost free damage there for Pavel. Right before this red armor as well. He's not in position though, he's going to try and deal damage from a distance, it looks like. Pavel, or no, Ash backing away. And the thing is, Pavel has no idea that Ash backed away, so he's not going to be able to get the red.
There it is, boom, another red for Ash. Running a good stack now, but he desperately wants to win that mega health. And look at this, he knows the fight is imminent there. And now he heard the drop as well, so he knows exactly where Pavel is. Despite not seeing him, the sounds tell him all. And can he find something here? Look at this. Pavel trying to set a trap perhaps, and Ash is trying to sniff it out. And he's not going to actually find anything, but there it is. And that, look at how much damage he just gave. And I just compare that to how much he received. That was just perfection right there from Pavel.
Yeah, really good timing as well to get into that position. It was almost perfect. Literally 2 seconds earlier on, or even a second, and Ash would have been able to see him. But good defensive class. I mean, Pavel's just playing great on the defensive.
Yeah, and I have to say that's part of his identity as well. That is where he excels, is on that defense, like engineering defensive or situations in which he can play the defensive role and get sick, efficient damage out. There's going to be another mega going towards Ash. This is the only problem with that style, though, is that you do give items away, so you're giving chances to your opponent, but it depends. It's about how much whether they overextend or not.
Yeah, and 6 frags on this map is more than possible. So Pavel does have to be really, really careful with how he plays this. Because like I said, how the spawns work, you can force the spawns exactly where you want them. Particularly if you've got a few seconds between the red and the mega. Make sure you keep them separated. This is well within Ash's grasp to find a way back in. But again, even on the defensive here, Pavel is just putting out so much damage that things are almost always even between the two players. And the dive toward the mega, that is a mistake. Straight into the lining gun. 7-2. Ash gets one more on the board.
That was really perfect there. Great LG. Had he not been able to make that happen, I think he wouldn't have a chance in the game. But of course, we see that he managed to make it a reality. He's got this red now. So it's all going to be about him being able to establish the cycle, first of all. You've got to get those items kind of under control. So you understand, like you can draw like a mental picture of what is happening on the map. And that informs you as to what your opponent can do. And here we go, Pavel going to steal away the yellow. A little bit of damage there for Ash, like pretty free. And he's going to try to push this through. Ooh, that grenade almost connecting there. Mega given away. He's got the mega time now. And Ash should be in a position where he can challenge for the next mega. But I don't know how. I don't know what's going to happen here.
Pavel just hit some really bad rockets, damaging himself as well. But I mean, yeah, I have no idea what's going to happen either. This is, I mean, at this point, he could go either way. All that Pavel needs to do is miss one rocket. Ash can come in and get the frag. But with the stack he's at now, he's going to be able to get the mega health as well. Pavel can't stick around. And he might even drop down here. Ash, and there comes the frag with the railgun. And look at this, trying to force the spawn. Gets the red armor. Pavel does get the mega spawn. But again, he doesn't have any armor.
That's the LG and the rockets though, but the red armor is far away, so he can't get position on that. He's going to be forced to the yellow rail area, and he just picked that up, and he just picked up the rail as well, and that actually committed him to he had to make that fight there. He couldn't get out of the way in time, and he did a pretty good job there. And ooh, Pavel missing that direct. That would have been a game changer there, but he didn't, and Ash's hope is still alive.
Yeah, definitely. Pavel tries desperately to back away at this point. And to be honest, what he has at the moment, Pavel wouldn't be safe in almost any situation. He has the rocket, he has the DLG, but again, the stack that Ash is at, nearly 200, 200. I mean, Pavel just gotta run. And
nice
brilliant rail.
Here he goes, trying to turn the corner there, dropping down. Oh, it's gonna fall on the LG of Pavel, and that's not how you want to do this. Ooh, does get the kill anyway though. About a minute remaining. He's going to make the next frag, but oh my god, he gets pummeled! Unbelievable! Oh wow, Pavel. God, Ash has to be gutted after that. What is he going to do now? He's facing his CLG. He can't compete at the mid-ranges against CLG. Pavel's going to run out of ammunition. He's low. MG comes out, and the frag goes to Pavel. Oh, wow.
can't believe that happened. I don't even know. I think that's game. That is definitely game.
That was a huge moment right there. Just Ash unable to get that frag, and it's not often you see a game getting decided by a pummel frag, a gauntlet frag, but it happened.
It really did. We've had quite a few great moments in this cup so far, actually. Okay.
Yeah.
Final score. I'm sure we'll get one more frag in here as Ash will force him play in. That's going to be 10-5 and maybe even 11-5, but 2-0 could be on for 3-0 as we go on to. Actually, it is Ash's map pick next, isn't it? So.
Yep. So we'll have to see how this goes for him. I mean, yeah, we predicted the 3-0s for Pavel, and so far his form has really looked like that. And I don't know really. I don't know how to say it with Pavel, because sometimes I see him play like this, but he still doesn't win. So I'm still like, are you gonna win? I don't know. I mean, let's just see how it goes. I mean, for me, I'm just thinking, okay, let's take it a map at a time, Pavel. With Demon, I'm like, I see Demon play one map, and I'm like, you're gonna win the tournament today. It's like I just know with Demon.
That's it. Like, you know instantly when he's on, he's on. You can see it. It's like it's just a change in pace.
Yeah, definitely. There's been so many times where I've seen the first game, and I'm like, I think I'm almost always like right that he like will make the finals. Yeah. When I've seen the game and felt that his shape looks good enough, and he's just such a momentum based player. But with Pavel, sometimes he just is insane, but still doesn't win. So we'll see. Ash, he's really hungry, I think, for these victories as well. He's got a couple of Sunday Cups under his belt, victories that is. So he's often at the top. So we're going to see him a lot this season for sure. And I'm excited to see how Toxicity is going to go. This should be a massive map for Ash. He's really good here. This should be really big edge.
Yeah, see, I'm kind of wondering why this wasn't played in the Mad Bull game, because I think Mad Bull was strong as well. I don't know who eliminated it. But anyway, regardless, potential final map. If Pavel takes this one away on Toxicity, I'm watching Ash off the start with the yellow armor, rocket launcher, going to back away toward the railgun. Will he drop for the red? It'd be risky. Probably not. Just try and deal the rocket damage as Pavel will swiftly pick that up. The same idea from both players. 50 HP still not picked up. The flag finally in favour of Pavel. Okay, interesting start.
It's really interesting there. I mean, it felt like Ash was kind of a step behind Pavel each time. And that rocket jump, that was a little bit interesting. And here we go. Pavel going to project Ash through that teleporter after the yellow pickup. And Ash is trying to fight for it, and he is actually going to survive. I have no idea how he made that happen. The railgun, though, pretty strong if you hit multiple shots in a row. And that's what he did. Ash now in a position where he's looking to get that cycle going, hitting the shots along the way. That's how you do this on Toxicity. But the rockets of Pavel bring him straight back in the game.
You mentioned the rockets, the Cosmonaut really in full effect. We got red armor up soon. Death Pit, I mean, either one of these players, whoever's dropped down is going to be a huge risk. It will be Pavel to go down, but did so much damage there, Ash, before, and he won't even be able to stick around for the railgun. Another frag comes down, maybe another one, just getting away. And rather than go through the teleport, cheeky little rocket jump up. Great decision from Pavel. There goes the Mega, and I mean, this frag lead should extend a little bit further, I think, before we see things go the other way. Ash has either got to try and play defensive or just try and put out consistent damage, but it's a little early for this red, 11 HP. Wow, he even managed to pick it up.
His legs melted in the acid. 3-1 now, and whoa, there you go. I was going to say Pavel, because of the acid there, might have missed out on a big opportunity because Ash was so weak, but we can see now that Pavel is like holding it down with the rockets so far. This Mega, though, it's a big problem. He doesn't have the weapons to do this, but he's still trying, but he's going to have to back away regardless at the end there. He's get himself out of there after the red pickup, but finally he's going to have himself an LG. He's got Ash diving on top of him, and there goes the frag. He has a Mega Time too. This is such a strong position for Pavel. Despite not having stack, this should be a kill. And there it is. And he has all the times. He knows when everything is now. If he doesn't die in the next 20 seconds, I'm going to predict like 5 frags in a row from Pavel.
Yeah, it's kind of unfortunate spawn for Ash to get the railgun. He's really been hitting him so far this game. Brilliant shot. 6-2, and that is a good time to get it as well, actually. But he wasn't in position for the Mega. He went straight for the yellow, which he arguably needed more to kind of keep himself alive. But there is no 50 HP up, so he's in a really sticky spot.
Yeah, it definitely is. is quite challenging right now. Ash is going to try to make his way around to this red armor. He should be able to grab this, but of course Pavel is lurking. Actually, Pavel's going to block that with the LG, and he even gets the kill. So Pavel, he is just coming out on top at the moment. And again, he's in the position where he's hitting the shots he needs to hit. And if Ash isn't able to do a lot of damage, like 150 damage in the next 30 seconds, then I feel like Pavel's going to start like mad fragging on him.
Yeah, nice railgun, but only before the Mega was picked up anyway, so... Yeah, Pavel still looking in a great spot at the moment. And I mean, he can just force himself onto Ash if he wants to. As soon as he gets the opportunity, he knows Ash doesn't have anything. You can see the yellow armor up there. This is going to be another one, I'm sure. Nice little switch out toward the line. He can try and force the spawn. Even if he got the spawn, hit the rocket, it would have been a lot of health eliminated before the yellow was picked up anyway, which is something you always want to do damage before the armor is picked up. But Ash again with the railgun.
Definitely, and it seems like Pavel's holding onto this stack. He's waiting there. Very precarious spot there, just on that mega health. Bit too slow on the spawn, and that actually gave Ash an opportunity to go for this red armor, and he's going to have a chance again. He's got a window where he can get back in the game, but let's look at the scoreboard for a second. 9-2, that's a 7 frag advantage going the way of Pavel, as now he's kind of on the defensive, and he's playing. This is the best place to be defensive here. You've got a lot of options with the rocket launcher right here.
Yeah, not only that, if you find the spawn, find the kill, you can hit pretty much every spawn on the map as well. So if you can just force the fight around that area, you've got the 50 HP and that opportunity afterwards to work with. Nice little force way on toward the mega health. This is going to be a frag. Maybe the yellow armor is going to keep him alive here, Ash, for the time being. But again, the 50 HP just is up, and the frag. Wow.
I was about to say that what Pavel did was genius. Like the way that he edged his way onto the mega, and the way that basically after that yellow, if he could have picked it up, he would have had a massive lead on the next red as well, and probably strung together a bunch of frags. But that direct rocket stopped everything.
Yeah, it really did. Now the question is, will Pavel play aggressive off the spawn, or is he going to try and play defensive? Because, I mean, Ash is quite strong at the moment, so if Pavel just keeps coming aggressive, it's likely he's going to lose 1 or 2 frags. But in the long run, that could work out for him. If eventually after 3 or 4 frags lost, he can get his way back into the map. But it's going to be important he has the time on things. If he can steal away the red armor, he knows that in 25 seconds that's going to be up, maybe even to force the frag here. 25 HP for Ash, 20 for Pavel. 50 HP, oh, missing the jump to 50 HP Pavel. That's going to cost him a little bit.
Indeed, 4 minutes left, and so there's plenty of time on a map like this to get any number of frags almost. And so the scoreline really isn't that telling, especially as both players, you know, okay, well actually Pavel is looking kind of weak. I thought he was a bit stronger than he actually was. And we're going to see a mega picked up by Ash. This is his time to shine at this point. Oh, and yeah, Pavel's going to give him a kill. He's going to pick up that red. Should be able to string another couple frags together. Should get this one. Misses the rail. And oh dear, that's actually kind of annoying.
He didn't even need to switch to railgun there, to be honest. But anyway, the frag will come out eventually. 1 frag deficit now. If Pavel can hit 1 railgun, that's going to help things out a little bit before the red, which isn't up. And he does it. He could come in here, Pavel, if he wants to. And Ash is well aware of it. But the red arm was picked up. It used to be perfect. And he's down to 9. I got to say, this is a really bad time to get the frag now. But the LG, can he do enough damage to get the kill? Yes, he will. I don't think the 50 HP is up, so he's got to pray the mega's up in time, and it is. And thankfully, this has turned out back into Pavel's favor again.
Yeah, it's going really, really back and forth on all the situations here. Very close game now, 3.5 minutes left. And Pavel, if he's able to get out of here without taking another rail, he should be in decent shape. He should be able to fall back onto the yellow armor. And look at that. There go the rails. But the problem is, 6 health. He can't do anything. Any bit of damage is enough to kill him, pretty much. And he goes to 21, but still, too weak. He can't really make a play on the mega and the red. And if Pavel realizes this, which he does as he's on the right positions, he should have a really strong follow-up. I mean, Ash hit a nice rail there, but Pavel is going to come in swinging very soon.
Yeah, and I mean, he can deny all the health, all the items, everything at the moment, Pavel. But at the same time, Pavel does need to get the frag. But it is just a matter of time. It's not necessarily about pushing through at this point. And there we go, 12 to 10.
This is not a good situation now for Ash. I think everyone can see that. As Pavel's getting the forbidden stack on Toxicity, making his way forward. Ash trying to defend the mega health. He picks it up actually, but he's still stuck on the platform. He's going to go down. Good lightning gun work there at the end by Pavel to secure the frag. And Bit lackluster now though, and if the 25s are up, it's all fine.
Yeah, I think that could seal the deal there, that one frag. I mean, Pavel, he doesn't need to go down the red at this point. He can just deal damage to Ash when he drops. But actually, Ash gonna give him that opportunity to come down, but the railguns exactly when he needed to hit them as well. 3 frag difference now. Jump to Mega Health comes in. He's a little bit early though, Pavel. Is he going to be another one on the board for Ash? And Pavel really should have had a time on that.
Yeah, he really should have. Ash getting back into the game now. Good little rail coming in. Should have the finish right here. There it is. One more frag to tie up the game, and Pavel, all of a sudden, is in a terrible position, like really terrible. In fact, game-losing position. As another red goes towards Ash, all he has to do now is lock the items down, and he wins the game.
Yeah, and Ash's railgun's been phenomenal so far. You're going to miss that one. And that's actually giving him a bit of opportunity here, drawing the reload to come out, Pavel. Look at this. This could be a frag down to 16 points of health. Pavel's so unlucky. But again, that is a brilliant time to go down, because if he gets a good spawn here toward the Mega Health, Ash can't challenge for it. At the same time, toward the red, it would be risky to drop down. But Ash bullying his way in with the rocket launcher, and we'll be able to regain or retain this 1 frag lead for the time being.
And it's very tense right now. Here goes the LG, but we have a screaming Pavel, and he needs to somehow find a frag in the next 50 seconds from a terrible position. I don't know how he's going to do it.
He doesn't have the railgun either, which is the problem.
Oh, that reminded me of Cypher, you know, the little double back there for some LG damage, but off the spawn, it's going to be a direct rocket connected by Ash, which actually probably saved his life. And looks like Ash is actually going to win this one. I mean, we have 3 frags, 30 seconds now. He's still got the stack, he's still got the weapons. He's got this in the bag.
It's funny, Ash seems to hit all the ridiculous railguns, but when it comes to the easy ones, or the ones to get the kill earlier on, he just misses them. But, you know, it doesn't really matter, 19 to 14. And I guess, I mean, you said 3-1 originally before changing it to 3-0, didn't you?
Well, as everyone knows, the original always counts. You can't change it after you can never change it after the first one.
Okay.
That's the rule.
I'll let you have that, because why not? I was brilliantly played from Ash. Some of those railguns were phenomenal. Really good game.
They were very, very good. I mean, Toxicity is a very explosive map. There were multiple moments in that map where I was like, damn, okay, you know, this player's got it in the bag now, because if you're able to establish the item cycle and keep it going, then that should be 5-6 frags for you, unless your opponent does something miraculous, unless you really fail on the execution. And with these players, we kind of assume, like, you know, something around, I'd say 50% rail, 40% LG. I think that's fair. Wouldn't you say?
Yeah, I reckon so.
So you know, overall, that's what I was expecting, was it to go the one. I was expecting it to go Pavel's way so many times, but Ash just managed to you know, bring it back in there. There was one key moment at the red armor where I think it was Ash railed Pavel around the corner, and Pavel like slipped into, there's like this tiny little bridge and this like little gap where it has some acid, and he slipped into there, and the only way to get out is by jumping, and he had to jump straight up, and it was an easy second rail, and that was a really big moment there. And now we move into the next map, and Ash needs to win this one to tie it up as well. Can he do it? We've seen amazing games from Pavel here so far. So
well, he beat Cypher here, Pavel.
Yeah,
and quite comfortably as well. At the same time, Ash did beat Mad Bull. So, I mean, compare them as you will. It's still 2 good victories on both sides. So I guess we'll see.
Yeah, definitely Pavel a bit of favor on here, but Russians, man, they know how to play Blood Run. And here you go. Ash is going to win the first frag and grab the red as a result. So he's got a great start going into this. Really wants to bring it back. After going down to 2-0, it's pretty harrowing stuff to actually manage to bring it back from that point. And if Ash can do that, I'm going to have a lot more respect for him.
Now, this is a really good read on the map as well from Ash. Doubled back, picked up all the armors, then went to Railgun and realised that Pavel hadn't gone there yet. And there was only really one place he could have been. Really good prediction, and just ABC game of the moment from Ash, and that's what we're used to seeing from him. And can Pavel play this out of control? He does have all the weapons he needs, I believe. No, he doesn't yet have a railgun, which is going to be tough come Mega Health.
And here you go, Ash makes his way through the teleporter, and boom, a rocket to the face. Not pleasant at all. That's going to inform Pavel to actually understand that he can get a bit more aggressive than he otherwise would have done. And there you go. That move for the telly was because he was like, okay. Oh, nice. Nice rocket around the corner there.
Great denial of the 50. And, I mean, Ash, a perfect start from Ash, I think. Pavel has put the damage out, but it really hasn't amounted to too much. And again, this is tough. He doesn't have a lightning gun here, Pavel, but the rockets, again, just perfect. Needed to get one on the board and the mega. A good time to get it, but now we're seeing... Oh my god.
Now that is interesting. That is executional mistakes from Pavel, really costing him massively, and we've made this point on Lost World. Maps like Lost World and Blood Run, frags are extremely important. Extremely important. I think it was Rafa who said by like the 5-minute mark, if you're like I think it's like 4 or 5, probably 4 behind against a player of good enough caliber, you shouldn't be able to come back. Like there is like a point at which it should kind of be impossible for you to come back if the other guy's playing correctly. And of course it's Quake, so anything can happen, but at the same time there is a lot of truth to that statement. And so we'll see that Pavel will slow things down a lot, and he's good at doing that. Really good at it.
Yeah, but at the same time, the amount these two have played against each other, I'm pretty sure they might be fully aware of how to combat it, but it's going to have to involve a lot of 99.9% railgun when it comes to trying to chase somebody through the teleport and the little pixel angles around the corners as you're diving around the upper yellow armor and the long winding corridors. But that's a nice little railgun from Pavel. I don't know if Ash responded with one of his own, but Pavel quite low now. Again, another railgun, and this is what I was talking about. Pavel responding as well.
Yeah, Ash did like 210-ish damage there. Just, I mean, in I don't know, 10 seconds. So Pavel was really on the back foot again. Returning to the point that I was making previous about not giving frags away, we're going to see after that very focused point where there's a big burst of damage going on to Pavel that he has to be very defensive now. Falls down for the shards. Ooh, this could be really bad now if he gets caught by a rail, but luckily for him, he doesn't get caught by it. I want to jump over to Pavel. We see him taking that red armor, and yeah, he was super low before that red. Big move there. And Ash with the response.
Where is that? Ash has been hitting a ridiculous amount of great railguns today. Just so fantastic to watch. We'll back away, 6 points of health. And he's back down. Okay.
Very ballsy to actually go back like that. And of course he got punished for it. Pavel missing his flick there and missing another rail. That's imagine if he'd hit the first one. His problems vanish. Probably on about 50 more resources.
And now we're seeing things turn around a little bit now. Ash is having to play back for it. Pavel should get the red armor here cleanly. I don't think Ash will challenge, currently by the upper 50 HP. And now can Pavel corner off Ash? Now we see Ash playing defensively. He only has a lightning gun to his name. Needs a rocket, needs a railgun. Pavel knows exactly where he is.
And Pavel is going to be just rocking this stack at the moment. And he's got 5 minutes. He has a lot of time to be patient with this, and what you want to do is try to allow let your opponent make a mistake, or just try to get a bit lucky. And we saw Pavel, he pursued Cypher very, very expertly previously. Like, he was very good at pursuing Cypher out of control, and gets caught by a lick of LG there. But again, the damage is negligible. So Pavel not worrying at all, and I really feel like in a couple minutes we should see a tight game.
Good ballsy play though, a lot of LG damage, but again, Ash still down to 41 points of health. And the problem is Ash is spending a lot of time as well picking up these HP bubbles around the map, which means eventually there's going to come into a fight where Pavel will deal a lot of damage and Ash isn't able to back away onto anything. And that is when the frag will come for Pavel. So Ash has got to be careful, and that is ballsy to rocket jump. I have no idea why he went for that. Did a Cypher, didn't get away with it. You've got to at least be able to take one railgun on the way up there, and unfortunately after the rocket jump wasn't able to. And this is almost all downhill at this point.
Yeah, it's very difficult indeed, and Pavel making the frag much sooner than I would have anticipated. Of course, Ash getting caught. Great rail work from Pavel. And there's another mega as well. This is, of course, match point for Pavel right now. And He's got a great position to defend this next red armor. There's no way that his opponent Ash can actually bring in a challenge. So Pavel's trying to, you know, that rocket jump was to predict a quick rail. Had Ash been there going for a quick rail, thinking he was safe from that distance, you would have had a nasty surprise. And these are the small plays we'll see Pavel make. And boom, he's going to actually catch Ash. And this is good, really good for Pavel. Pavel can take twice as much damage as Ash at the moment. He's picking up all the items and Ash is not.
Yeah, but since I have had those little health bubbles spawn, so as long as Ash takes the fight in the right situation, like here, he can back onto the 225s if he needs to, and so going to try and hold his ground with the lightning gun. If he had backed away and then came back in or held his distance, that could have gone his way, but instead just went all out. It's hoped he hit more than Pavel actually had to his name, and just, yeah, unfortunately didn't go that way at all.
And Pavel didn't even hit strong LG.
No.
So it was a very big risk, but that's one of the situations where you cannot say no to it. Ash had to do it. And here he goes. He's going to go for it again. And he gets caught. There's no way to escape that position. It's very exposed. And we're seeing more frags coming in for Pavel. 6-3 now. This is getting very dangerous now, MVC.
Yeah, definitely. You spoke about that 4 frag deficit, around 4 minutes or whatever remaining. We are, well, closer than that. 2 minutes and 20 seconds. Pavel currently sat 120 to 160. There's no way Ash can charge through. He doesn't have what he needs. He doesn't have a railgun to hit from distance either. Pavel does, and there comes one.
I think that might be a grenade, actually. But he
Was it a grenade?
I think he shot it at the same time as it was hit, which is very misleading. But so there goes the Mega. And Pavel actually, you know, dropping his stack some. I'm going to jump over to Ash so we can check out his position. It's all about Ash right now, trying to bring this comeback. And can he bring it? He's going to make his way over to the next red armor. Where is Pavel? There he is, over at the shards. And
here's the thing, with Pavel's stack, he doesn't necessarily need to go and pick up the red. He can just pick up a yellow when he needs to, just back away through the corridors. Even find this LG, Ash can only fight from pretty much a 10-degree angle. That's all he had to work with, and so much damage output. This could be a mega help. I mean, Ash, he needs to drop for this. He has the time, and he just get it.
Yeah, I really like that fight from Pavel because he had the teleporter to back away to if he needed to. And you can see now the desperation coming in for Ash. Oh, missing the pickup of the red there. A slight hiccup. Oh, moving on to the frag, though. The speed at which he entered that corridor was perfect and was able to pull off the rockets, and he forced the spawn. Here goes the rocket jump. Can Pavel actually survive this? Pavel can't get caught there. That's really nasty damage. Yellow was not even taken, so he's got no armor to his name.
Yeah, 50 seconds now remaining. Ash really on the hunt at the moment. Pavel narrowly escaping. The lightning gun comes out. We saw the situation before, actually, where just the player could not chase him through that teleport. It's so difficult. You hit so much plasma on the escape of the teleport. It's just a huge risk to take. 35 seconds now remaining. Ash with the red armor. Every item that Ash picks up is time delayed from the comeback. The rocket will get it, though. One frag now. Ash really on the hunt.
He's going for it. He spots Pavel again. Pavel has to survive for 20 seconds. Oh, the direct! What are you going to do? Ash gets told to sit down and stay, but he has to pursue. And here he goes. Great rail pushing Pavel back, but he still gets through the telly. Oh, barely missing the shot through the telly again. And time is running out. 5 seconds left. Here he goes. Has to hit something. Where the hell is Pavel? And he will not be found. Barely surviving in the closing moments of the grand final here. He's going to take it down, though. 3-1. And Ash, great showing. But Pavel, he has won a Sunday Cup, and I am proud.
I mean, that last railgun, 50 points of health. That's all he needed to eliminate. And that's 30 more than you would hit with the railgun. That's just so close. That would have been amazing. But unfortunately, yeah not to be. And... I mean, we've had some good results through this cup, to be honest. Some, I mean, Pavel knocked out Cypher, deserving win it.
Yeah, there you go. That's a big one.
Yeah.
Cypher, I mean, losing to Noctis, losing to, I think in the same period of the tournament, and then now losing to Pavel. How do you think Cypher's feeling?
So it's difficult to read him, isn't it? I mean, he stayed for the entire games. He didn't forfeit. He good gamed after them all. He's clearly He's not annoyed to the point where he's going to rage quit anything, but he's definitely going to be disheartened because the player Cypher is, the caliber he is, the amount of tournaments he's won during his time in Quake Live, and not to forget the times prior to that. he should win on paper. Like he should still be the best in the world. I mean, even Evil shouldn't be beating Cypher, but Evil's come out of nowhere. Pavel's taken victories off Cypher. Maybe it's just the other players are stepping up their game, or maybe it's a case of Cypher's just, I don't know, not on form at the moment.
Maybe it's the factor that he needs to be at LAN. He needs that whatever that environment, that atmosphere gives him, the added boost. I don't know what it is, but it unlocks the true Cypher, perhaps.
I mean, have any announcements been made for QuakeCon with the tournaments yet?
I'm not sure about that, actually.
Because maybe that's all that's needed. I don't know.
But we do have the dates, of course, so that's great.
Yeah.
That is awesome. Because usually that also comes very late too. But there you go. That's another Sunday Cup, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. Of course, we'll have one next weekend, and it's going to be very surprising for some reason that I can't tell you. You're gonna have to guess and speculate. There will be no, even if you guess it right, I'm not going to give you anything, and I'm not going to tell you. So, you can just do it for my own amusement. I do want to see if anyone can get it right. So if you have any guesses what the kind of surprise is next week, then throw it in the comments on the ES Reality. Of course, whenever anything new is happening with FACEIT for Quake, then we always stick it up on ES Reality. So that is the place you need to go to if you want to stay tuned in to what's actually going on in the Quake scene. And of course, every Sunday we are live here on FACEIT TV. So just press the follow button if you want to be reminded by email. And MVC, where can people find you? What are you up to?
Find me on Twitter, just MVC, JUSTNVC. I'm not going to be streaming too much in the next couple of weeks, but after that, I've got Insomnia 51 multiplayer iSeries event on the 21st, I think, that weekend anyway of this month. So I'll be there if anyone in the UK is down. But yeah, apart from that, also don't forget to check out the Quake Live subreddit. I don't think that gets enough love either.
Yeah, that is a very good point, actually. There is I think a Reddit newbie tournament going on, if I'm not mistaken. So check that out. I think it's for people with 14,000 elo and below. Can enter that, and they run a little tournament there. So go check that out on the Quake Live subreddit. I think it's just r/Quake Live. And yeah, that's a very, very good point. And it's been a pleasure casting with you once again, MVC.
Yeah, I hope you do it more in the future as well.
And it's also been a pleasure casting for you guys, the viewers. But on that note, we are going to close out the show. So thanks again for watching, and good night. See you next time, guys.
Bye-bye.